Abbott. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes to kind of bring us up to speed on some significant events here in Lansing. One of the most recent staffing changes that has happened here relates to the Director of Economic Development. First of all, could you talk a little bit about that, both the past and the present, how that process came about, that there's a new Director of Economic Development?
Yes, a while back, Christy De Laurentiis was our Economic Development Director. And Christy had done a fine job when she was here. Unfortunately, she felt like she wanted to kind of go back to what she was doing before she came here, and had an opportunity to change her position for which she was doing here and get back to what she really loved, and that was doing a lot of PR work and doing a lot of work with the politicians. And so with
the thing,
that,
of course, that you love the most, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But Christy did a fine job. And so when we started looking for somebody, we had the opportunity to search for a while, and we got Travis Banstra. And Travis came to us with a pretty good background in economic development. He basically has three things that we assigned him to do. One is to take a look at cataloging every business that's empty, that's on Torrance Avenue, on Ridge Road, anywhere where we've lost a business, to talk with the owner, get an address down so we know where, if somebody calls into this community and says, hey, we need 2,000 square foot, do you have it available?
So this is kind of an assessment of where things are at right now.
Right. He had three things. One, that was one of them. Two was to do some work on our new TIF on Torrance Avenue, and also certainly get familiar with and to meet all our other business people here in the community. So that's kind of his first year's plan, and that's going real well right now.
I know you've been through that before, but just so that we bring about understanding, you mentioned do something with the TIF on. That's can you just real simply explain to the folks what TIF on Torrance or on Ridge Road and Torrance Avenue means?
TIF on Torrance Avenue, that's something we've never had before, and it's basically the same thing what happens on Ridge Road. The TIF allows us to receive money in a part of taxes that are paid on the business people on Torrance, on the business people on Ridge Road. That allows us to use for new lighting, decorating the downtown area.
Upgrades, basically.
And yes, and Torrance Avenue's never had that. And so we have a lot of promise for the Torrance Avenue TIF. It also allows us to create some additional monies that we can use to induce people to come to put a business on Torrance Avenue. And ever since the Walmart got started, we've had a lot of corporate companies other than Walmart who've been calling and saying there's a property near Walmart. We're hoping that with the TIF district and with the fact that we can incentivize some of these businesses who want to come here, that maybe they'll buy some of the older buildings on Torrance, tear them down and build a new place.
So Mr. Banstra becomes the first person to be able to kind of take advantage of all that structural change and or even tax increment financing that has been developed over the past several years of your administration, and now it can hopefully be mined or farmed in a way that will make a difference in economic development?
Well, I think it allows Travis to have a little more financial help when you're talking about incentivizing somebody that wants to come on Torrance Avenue.
There's a second, may I say, significant historic event happening in Lansing within just a few weeks, and that is the opening of the first ever college in Lansing. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means both to you personally and to the city of Lansing, and what actually is happening?
Well, I think it's not only exciting, it's certainly because it's music, and that's always exciting when you have some good music. They're going to start off with, I believe, around 30 students and teachers. Eventually they'll get to 125, but that's their maximum total. I think where they're located in the old Village Hall on Lake Street will be very helpful, because we hope to create at Park Plaza a band shelter where some of these musical students can play on the weekend and do some summer events. We're excited about it. It's going to be great for downtown.
So you have some plans and dreams for how the village and the college can partner together. But you've been in Lansing all of your life. Did you ever dream of a time that, hey, here's a college that's going to be birthed in this town?
No, not at all. Not at all. And it's exciting because these last few years, I've been here mayor for 5 years. In the last year and a half, 2 years though, it hasn't really blossomed. Our financial situation has gotten better. Things like the Visible Music College coming to Lansing and a few other things. We're on the way to maybe some of our residents might have a dim look on how this town looks once in a while. You hear that, but I always have to disagree with them because we are, coming back, and we're going to be a great community.
There will perhaps be families and parents and extended relatives of these students coming into town who don't know anything about Lansing or about its structure. What would you like to say to those families if they're watching you either on television or on video or on the website? What would you want to say to them about Lansing and where their students now are going to reside?
Well, I think that as a mayor, I can't wait to meet them. We're excited about the young people coming here. I think once they get here, they maybe kind of see that it's kind of a hometown feeling. It might not be Mayberry, but it's certainly not even maybe close to Mayberry. But I think they're going to appreciate the town that their children are living in. They're going to have a fun time here.
And what does the college, in your mind, mean to the Broad Village and to the residents of the village? How would you like to encourage the village to look at the college?
Well, I certainly hope that the business people will welcome the students in a way that, they're going to be living here, they're going to be eating here, they're going to be, doing their things that college kids do, Maybe they'll stop and have a Coke or a beer somewhere at one of the restaurants, but I think that hopefully the business will open up their arms when they know that these are the kids from the musical college that are here to certainly put us on the map. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to put us on the map.
Let's look. It's July. How are things looking right now for Lansing this summer, 2014?
I'm happy to say that the village is really, and I have to always go back to the financial situation. We've gotten better. We're taking a look at our police and fire departments on staffing. This is one of the issues I've heard a lot about. We're going to do some work with that. I'm really excited about the financial situation, how the village is turning around. We have some major things to do. We won't be doing this summer. We're going to do a major road repair work in the spring of next year. Probably about $15 million worth.
Perhaps isn't the best day to ask because you've been fielding a lot of calls, but so much is happening. The O'Reillys, the Walmart, the Phillips, there's lots of things that are underway, which took a long time to get going. And we hope to have an update in the fall about all of that. But just real quickly, is there still a comprehensive plan going, and will that be released sometime soon so that people get a real sense of where we're going in the next years as a village?
Yes, that will be pretty much open in the next couple months. And it's a guide that we'll be using for at least the next 10 to 12 years to follow. A lot of it has to do with the community and how it's to be set up. We're certainly looking at a number of things in that comprehensive plan. The sad thing that I see in the comprehensive plan is that the village residents, even though they voted to have term limits on mayors, my term is up in 3 years. And what happens sometimes, and it's happened in our community in the past, we have a comprehensive plan that the next mayor doesn't follow for some reason, and it gets distorted on a different view or a different way to go, where a mayor who can sit and be elected each 4 years has a vision, and this is why we put this comprehensive plan together, to make sure our village has a great future. And hopefully that will stay with this comprehensive plan, and the person who comes after me will stay with the comprehensive plan and do what we want to do here.
Not to put words in your mouth, but I think you yourself have said many times that this obviously isn't your plan, it isn't the mayor's plan. There was a whole team process to this. So just from a positive perspective, as you think back to the process of putting this together, what do you want to say to the village as they anticipate seeing what's all in there?
Well, I think like you're correct about a lot of people. We had a lot of business people who had something to say about this. We had a lot of residents come in and they gave their views on it. And that's what makes it, I guess you can call it a comprehensive plan. It's just not the mayor's view or the trustee's view. It was everybody who wanted to be involved. And we had quite a few people involved in this comprehensive plan. And I think with their vision and how they want to see Lansing look is the same way I, as a mayor who has lived there all his life, would like to see the town grow and function the way we set this comprehensive plan up. So I'm excited about that.
And as you return to being someone other than the mayor in the future and a local businessman, you still feel the same way?
I'm going to, even though I might not be the mayor in 3 years, I'm going to be right around the corner watching, making sure that this town continues its comprehensive plan in every way I can.